Christmas is soon here, and on behalf of the entire Codento staff, I would like to wish you a Merry Christmas. I am Anthony Tusansky, CEO of Codento, your AI.cast host, and a seasonal cover band drummer. AI.cast is happy to provide you with a complimentary Christmas episode. Our Markku Pulkkinen and Google's Nordic CTO, Ted Schönbeck, recently attended the CIO Nordic Event. There they were interviewed by the famous Finnish TV host Nyman. Ted is head of cloud technology for Google Cloud in Sweden. He has more than 20 years experience in IT with companies like IBM, Dell, VMware, and Red Hat. Ted is a passionate open source cloud, digital transformation, and AI-evangelist, and a frequent speaker at events. At Google, Ted recently also added the responsibilities of Nordic CTO to his long list of duties. In his new role, he will be focusing on evangelizing and driving the adoption of AI and cloud computing across the Nordic market. Markku and Ted will talk about preparing your IT for the wide-scale AI adoption. Their special focus will be on generative AI that is implemented with compliant, secure, and governed practices. So let's enjoy this exciting content provided to us by the Nordic CIO event.
Our next presentation, we have a bit of a discussion with two persons and me. It's on AI-optimized IT foundation and prepare your IT for the wide-scale AI adoption. And we have online with us Ted Schönbeck, Head of Cloud Technology and Nordic CTO, Google Cloud Sweden. And we have Markku Pulkkinen, Senior Vice President, Codento, Finland. Hello to both of you.
Hi, Peter. How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. It takes a while, for me to switch this new microphone on, but you'll be in the pictures time enough for me to put this on, but I'll do it in a couple of seconds. Anyway, let's start like this. Got a couple of warm-up questions for you on AI-optimized IT foundation and prepare your IT for the wide-scale AI adoption before we get into those questions. Hey, tell us a little bit about who you both are and what roles you have in your companies. A bit about your journey in a few words. Ted, let's go to you first.
Sure. So my name is Ted Schönbeck. I'm the Nordic CTO for Google. I've been with Google for 4 or 5 years, which has been an amazing journey. I guess what I do in my day-to-day work pretty much is I travel across the Nordics and actually across Europe a bit and evangelizing about everything from cloud computing to digitalization. And to be fair, the last 6 months, pretty much only AI. So talking a lot about AI on industry events, but also with our customers and leadership teams with organizations across the Nordics. Over to you, Markku.
I will. Hey, hi everyone. My name is Markku Pulkkinen. I'm Senior Vice President at Codento. My main role is business development for Codento. So those who don't know us, I think that we are not as well known yet as Google is currently. So Codento is a Finnish expert consulting services company. We specialize in Google Cloud and cloud technologies, and also AI and machine learning solutions, plus then application development services to our customers. So Ted, question to you. I'll be acting your host. So most likely you don't have to introduce Google anymore when you meet customers and partners, do you?
Not really, obviously not. But I think we're doing a lot of communication the last 6 months around AI, where I think people have a believe that Google doesn't have these amazing things around generative AI and large language models, which actually were invented by Google, and we've been working hard on those for many years. But we got a little bit of different market situation now, and so I'm talking a lot about the amazing things Google is doing in the AI space the last few months, and then bringing this new era of AI into an enterprise class setup. So not just the amazing consumer stuff, but actually doing this in a way that companies and businesses can kind of adopt that into their organizations. So a lot of talk about that obviously, and a lot of work with you guys at Codento. That I think we have a bit of a unique partnership in the sense that you are one of the few people that I have on my chat in Workspace that I can directly chat with externally from Google. So I think we have a very good relationship.
Thank you, Ted, very much, and thank you, Markku, for co-hosting. Now the technical side is fixed. I got a new microphone and with new batteries to boot as well. So, but when it's like live TV, we know everything can happen. That's part of the charm of TV. So here we go.
Absolutely.
Hey, on artificial intelligence, you were talking about. If you didn't actually partially at least answer it already, how much is hype and how much is the real thing already now in practical everyday work life? What would you say? Who goes first?
Yeah, I can start. I think AI as such has been a long, for many years. Organizations are using AI for inventory forecasting or predictive maintenance, or in cars for moving to this autonomous car world that we were doing. So I think that is already beyond hype. I think the different thing the last year has been around this concept of generative AI powered by large language models. Where I think this year has been amazing from a play around, a test around, proof of concept and all of that. And then I think people see the amazing capabilities, but also realizing that it's not as easy as it is cool to put it into production. And I think 2024 will be the year when we truly move from hype to reality in building these new AI solutions in an enterprise class fashion. So currently a bit of hype, but very soon moving to reality.
And do you echo that, Markku? Because we know at least the gurus say that a lot is supposed to be going on now, and a lot of things, to watch the space for now. Only talking months, perhaps, or something, or as Ted said, during 24.
Yeah, I think sometimes hype as a word has a sort of negative connotation, right? So I think that hype is needed in order to facilitate learning and adapting to new technologies. So therefore, I think that is also the driving force forward. And I agree with you and Ted that we will be seeing a lot of new things going forward. But I think that we also need to be realistic. What are our expectations about the benefits and the level of investment needed versus perhaps the potential value that can be realized?
Hey, shortly, Codento and Google, as we know by now, you're partners, but how closely do you actually cooperate or even collaborate?
I think we are very close. As Ted mentioned, we are one of the leading partners for Google Cloud, especially in Finland. We do joint marketing, we do joint business development, we do joint customer engagement, and we have sort of our primary focus is Google Cloud Platform. That actually, the testament is that we have lots of professional certification in Google Cloud. We have earned 2 highest partner specializations that are externally audited. So I think that we are fully on board with this partnership.
Hey, let's go to the. I know because my microphone had these problems if the audience didn't hear it, but we're talking about AI optimized ID foundation. Prepare your IT for the wide scale AI adoption. That's the subject here today. Hey, and yes, as we said, AI is and will be now 24 at the latest rapidly transforming industries, and CIOs are at the forefront of this revolution. So what would you say, what are some of the key considerations for CIOs as they prepare their organizations for enterprise-ready AI adoption? What would you say, Ted? Or Markku?
Yeah.
Which one?
Yeah, I think there are several things. I think during 2023, there's been a lot of hype and a lot of consumer products and services brought to market that people have played around with and had a lot of fun with, right? I think the big shift when you want to do this as a business, as enterprise is really taking that magic, but adding, the boring stuff of control of cost, control of data, support, accuracy, all of these different things, and bringing it into a platform that can do that. And we constantly have this saying of don't bet on a large language model, bet on a platform, because models come and go, right? But platforms remain, and platforms that have a multitude of models and tools and take care of your data, and then you can train your people on that platform, and then you have the foundation for scaling AI into your organization. If you just do these small jumps here and there, and a model there, and a product there, and a service there, that will never scale over time, and you will run into challenges. So sounds a bit boring, but you will get all the magic still, but you need to take a platform view of this and not an AI model view, because those will come and go. So I think the platform view is key to succeed as a CIO in enabling organizations to go do this.
That's a good reminder. The boring stuff, that's essential too. I mean, everything in work life cannot be exciting all the time. But Markku, your thoughts on what Ted just said?
I think that with AI, it's a similar thing that it is with any major transformation that we actually have seen in the past. I think that overall we should be talking about what is the company's or organization's AI strategy, which also includes the boring stuff. I mean, the governance, that there need to be a clear view where we can add value, how we do prioritize our projects, what are the roles and responsibilities around AI development deployment. So that's what is sort of, I would say, the framework that is needed overall.
Markku, what would you say, what are the common challenges that CIOs face when implementing AI at scale? What would you say?
I think that there's nowadays a lot of pressure towards the CIOs, I would say, from the top management or even the company board, because there's a sort of, again, this hype and push and awareness of regarding the AI. So how to prioritize the project, where to start, how to create this governance model that we discussed. So prioritizing challenges may be obvious in many cases. So, but after all, I think about that, how do we then address the potential data quality issues? How do we ensure that we have ethical AI practices, which is a very important area for AI deployment overall? So those are typically the things that needs to be considered when we start the AI journey. And
is it partially also because AI and everything? It wouldn't be so that everyone, even sort of corporate top level, everyone wouldn't really understand it. It's sort of like thinking a few years or several years back when people started talking about digitalization. So sort of people who said yes, we are doing it as well. Yes, but could you please tell me what it is? So I was seeing the same thing with AI as well at the moment. That yes, perhaps positive and hype. I believe it. Yes, but still I can't really understand what it means. Is that the problem?
Yeah, I think that we and organization and also CIOs in the role, they need to, I would say, cultivate what I would describe the AI-ready culture within organizations. So how do they implement training programs to educate employees, not only within the IT or CIO office, but also across the board on data management, the role of data in general, and how do they foster what is called the data-driven culture within organizations. So those are that whenever making this transformational shifts, the culture is a key element of that.
Ted, your thoughts?
No, I agree, and I think two parts of this. Coming back to the first thing Markku said is that. Especially with generative AI, it's so easy to create fun, exciting demos and tests and proof of concepts. Because it's so easy, sometimes you forget, is this actually solving a real world problem? So I think it's always important to kind of move beyond the having fun and think about what is a problem that we want to solve? What is a challenge that we want to solve? What's the value of doing that? And then kind of, come back and solve for it. And the other part of this is, I agree with you, AI, I think when AI really happens, when the magic really happens, is when you move beyond the tech organization in any company, when people working at their desks in the field, whatever they might be working, are starting to think about, maybe we could do this in a smarter way. And then they can go to the tech org and kind of ask for it. But in the past, I think we got a little bit wrong because we trained tech people, we trained IT people on AI, but they are not the ones, understanding the business always. So a broader enablement so people understands what AI can do. So everyone in an organization more or less becomes a business developer. I think that's also a secret to success in scaling this into any organization.
Sure. Hey, let's talk about something which is very important and a bit sexy as well, and that's trust in artificial intelligence. Lot of hope, of course, a lot of optimism there, revolutionary changes, work life, business, whatever, but also a lot of worries about these trust issues. And we know people who say that Harari, for instance, said that at the moment, I don't know whether I'm talking to a human being or AI. That will be the end of democracy as we know it and stuff. So we have a lot of different scenarios and thoughts here. So what would you say about trust in artificial intelligence? Can, for instance, organizations and users trust AI and the answers it produces? We know that has been an issue so far, at least. And one of the technical terms, I believe, associated with the quality of the answers is hallucination, which is a very good word in this case. So what are your educated thoughts on all of this? The big question about how should we trust or see AI at the end of the day?
Yeah, I think there's multiple answers to that question. I think it starts with partnering with a company that takes this, in the proper way. For Google, responsibility in what we do is one of the key, guiding principles. We're constantly coming back to that. Are our solutions safe, secure, transparent, unbiased? Are they accurate? I think that's super important for us, meaning that maybe we're not moving as fast constantly, but we're getting it right. And also in the tools we have, we bring that to our customers so that they can use AI in a responsible way. In everything from all the images created using Google Generative AI has a watermarking on top of it that the eye can't see, but our tools can see, so that you can be transparent with your customers. And we're working with the European Union in supporting and helping them creating the right regulations for this with things
that's a big question at the moment, the regulation as well. So what do you think will happen there? What sort of regulation? How far?
Yeah, so right now there's a bit of a debate going on in the European Union where some want to kind of ease up on this because they don't want the Europe to be left behind, and some people want to go harder. I think, Google and I think other major players, we are supporting regulation on this. It has to be transparent whenever you're using an AI and a lot of these different things that we need to get in place so people feel safe. 10, 15 years from now, people might not care. But currently, I think every time you're interacting with an AI, watching a picture by AI, it should be obvious and transparent for now. So there's a few things that we are working on. But on the subject of accuracy, I think it's important to point out when we're talking about hallucinations. First of all, there were a lot more hallucinations 6 months ago than there are today. But there's a few things you can do when you talk about this from an enterprise perspective. So at Google, we use something we call enterprise grounding. So you take a model and you ground that deeply into your data. And when you do that, the model forgets everything else it used to know. It doesn't know who Elvis Presley is anymore. It only knows the data you trained it on. And all of a sudden, hallucinations almost disappear because the model is now deeply integrated into that. And the same thing, not using the world's biggest model every time, having smaller models that you connect deeply into your data, then you almost eliminate hallucinations. I think the problem is when you're relying on one huge, amazing model for everything, that's like asking a crazy professor and they mix things up, right? So finding the right models and go deep on those will solve a lot of this. And on top of that, it's a lot cheaper and less, impact on the environment while you do that. So there's different ways we're working on this: regulatory, but also reducing or even eliminating hallucinations.
That sounds very good. And anyway, it's baby steps. I mean, we are learning things along the line as we do it. I mean, every month and a few years forwards now going. So that's, of course, what we're going to see. But Markku, your thoughts on the same thing, trust and AI and regulations and so on?
Yeah, I would actually bring in another topic, which is a sort of answers provided by AI that are not, I would say, hallucination, but more like that the answers are biased. And with bias, we mean that they are leaning towards a certain answer type. That is quite often a reason that we don't have an adequate data set how we train and put as input to the AI system, like typically in generative AI. So therefore, I think that we are back again in the sort of boring stuff, that we need to have data quality assessment processes and methods within companies and organizations. We need to understand what is the data coverage, and is there already a pre-existing bias. So if we only have certain type of data input to the generative AI or AI in general, also the answers will be leaning certain way. So that's, I think, that one of the things that we really need to consider when using this system. So a simple example is that if you will not get the sort of exactly 100% correct recommendation for your next movie or your, I would say, subscription service, that's not the end of the world. Think about if you don't get close to 100% output from, I would say, medical considerations from an expert services. That could be sort of fatal even in the worst case.
Ted and Markku, I'll finish this with, I'll budget 1.5 minutes for each and every one of you for the last answer. And my last question is, so there are basically two types of organizations currently. Organizations that are advanced already in their AI journey, and then organizations that are only starting. So what advice would you give to CIOs who are just starting their AI journey? Ted, you go first.
So I would say, first of all, bet on a platform, not on a model. So a platform, so you get it right from the start. Secondly, I would say, you need to have people dedicate time for this. So find a team, a group, and give them, I don't know, half time of their week to focus on this. But then the important thing is start with a problem, a challenge that you want to solve, and work down into the AI and see how AI solves that. Don't just create a sandbox for people to play around with AI and hopefully they find out something. Start with the problems, put them in, and base that on a platform that supports your business. That's the most important thing, I think, from a new company.
Thanks. Good piece of advice. And Markku, your advice.
I think my first thing is similar to Ted's. I would recommend starting with a small, well-defined project that can demonstrate AI's value and build momentum. And the use cases should be prioritized based on the potential business value and the complexity that is manageable. So don't take and try to swallow two big pieces in the beginning. And then the next step would be sort of focus on building a strong foundation on data management, infrastructure, AI expertise, so skills, and also the governance that we discussed earlier. And then communication. So involve people, communicate early and widely within the organization about the benefits and achievements of the AI solutions.
Very time efficient. We still have 1 more minute left. So for both of you, the whole discussion, key takeaways, a couple of points, except what you just said. Ted, a couple of key takeaways.
So key takeaways, you're not too late if you haven't started, but you need to get started now, because next year this will explode from hype to reality. And don't bet on a large language model, bet on a platform with multiple models that supports your business end to end.
Markku.
Well, I would say there are lots of opportunities where we can use AI. I think that this is probably again, one of the, I would say, finest hours within the industry. I could be called a sort of industry veteran. I have seen some of these transformational shifts earlier, and this is probably one of the most exciting ones that I'm seeing. So let's take the benefit out of this. Let's enjoy the journey. There will be great things ahead, but also some of the sort of risks that we need to be aware of going there.
Good. We're still left with 20 seconds, but no time for more questions, I'm afraid. And we have a well-earned break now to look forward to. So thank you, gentlemen, very much. Very inspiring discussion with you. Thanks.
Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Ted. Bye.
Ciao, ciao.
Ciao.
I hope that you enjoyed this Christmas special of Codento AI-cast and got great insights. As we wrap up this little Christmas gift of ours, I want to take a moment to extend our warm season greetings to each and every one of you. Holiday season is just around the corner, and it's the perfect time to embrace the spirit of joy, gratitude, and reflection. On behalf of the entire AI-cast team, thank you for being part of our community. Your curiosity, questions, and enthusiasm make this journey worthwhile. Stay tuned for more exciting episodes in the coming year as we continue to explore the ever-evolving world of AI and technology. This is Elf Anthony Tusanski signing off on this special Christmas episode of AI-cast. Until next year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, and take care.